Good morning and welcome to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I want to talk about next month's event, Time After Time event quest, because I'm actually really excited. And I know I'm 4 days after, but I haven't seen anyone talk about this on YouTube, and I think there should be some hype about the epic level difficulty rewards next month as they look really good. That said, I'm going to go through the whole post as I normally do, so if you want to skip to the rewards that I talk about, look for the timestamp in the description below. But that said, let's go through the post. So there's some nice flavor text lore here. I'll pause a moment if you want to pause and read it. But essentially, Kang is going around trying to disrupt events, and you'll be traveling with Cable and Bishop in order to, kind of prevent that. And so as far as what the questing will be, it will be 4 weeks long with a new chapter of the quest unlocking each week. And in week 1, there will be initially 2 chapters. So it's a total of 5 chapters, each with 5 quests in them. And those 5 chapters will be Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, and Modern Age. So that said, each quest will have one path that is gated behind a different required champion. So that means with 5 quests and 5 chapters, you will have 25 champions you need in order to clear all of the gates and get, essentially the exploration rewards. As far as the 25 chapters champions you'll need, feel free to skip forward a little bit if you don't want to hear this list, but the list is Thor, Winter Soldier, Red Skull, Loki, Captain America for the first week, Thing, Sentinel, Dormammu, Dr. Octopus, Hawkeye again for the first week, Dr. Voodoo, Sabretooth, the Champion, She-Hulk, Taskmaster for the second week, Venom, Mr. Sinister, Carnage, Night Thrasher, Darkhawk for the third week, and Venom the Duck, Korg, Spider-Gwen, Morningstar, Iron Man, Infinity War for the last week. So most of those you should get via actual crystals that are in the event, just like the Spider-Verse event. Don't worry, you will be able to obtain specific crystals that will contain these champions, and it looks like we might even get some Grandmaster crystals, probably if you're uncollected. So my guess is that if you're not uncollected, you'll get the regular era crystals, and if you're uncollected, you'll get Grandmaster. But I'm really hoping that everybody just gets both, because I think that's the best way to run the game. But we'll just have to see how Kabam decides to play that out. That said, we get more information here. So you need these crystals to obtain champions, and they're called unified crystals this time around, and you will actually be able to get both. So that's awesome. Only if you are uncollected or Cavalier, and it's basically your choice. So essentially, for half the cost, or 2,000 shards, you can get a regular premium hero crystal level, and for twice the amount of shards, or 4,000 shards, you can get a Grandmaster crystal. So that's a good time if you're uncollected, and if you're not, premium hero crystals still have their value. I imagine that if you don't have a lot of these 25, you're probably just going to spin the premium hero crystals just to get the ones you don't have. And that's a more efficient use, because you'd rather have the champion and get through the gate rather than not have the champion and get like a better champion via Grandmaster crystal, especially since like the 5-star drop rates aren't exactly high, and even the 4-star and 5-star drop rates aren't exactly high, so you probably are better off pushing through the gates. But make that decision on your own. And so this event from September 25th to October 2nd is when we'll see the 2-star objectives again, where we'll see you can obtain required champions via the Versus Crystal in Quick Match. Oh, no, interesting. You'll get 2-star basic unified hero crystals instead of the Versus crystals in Quick Match. So that's pretty clever. So essentially, this is the 1v1 versus. So essentially, come after September 25th, if you want to obtain the 2-star versions of these champions, all you have to do is spam a whole bunch of 1v1 fights, and you'll get a 2-star crystal each time instead of the 1v1 versus crystal. So that's actually a really clever way to do that. I've got to hand that to Kabam. I'm going to add that to my highlights when I do the TLDR here at the end. These 2-star unified basic hero crystals found in Quitchmax, we already know that. So that works just like a standard 2-star crystal. I imagine a lot of people will spam those just to get the 2-star versions. I'm going to be one of those people, just because you want every 2-star in the game. So moving on, so the Time Paradox solo event, tear through the fabric of time and space to fight yourself. Earn points by using any champion to fight against the same champion. Earn bonus points for using a specific champion from that era of the week. This event will run on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Mondays, and Tuesdays starting at 10 a.m. p.m. So that'll be interesting. We'll have to see how this one goes, just because this is a solo event, and so it really comes down to how many times you need to do that in order to get that. But that's absolutely wonderful, and hopefully we see units in this like we did when they had I don't remember if it was the Spider-Verse, when they had that previous event where we got units in the extra solo quest, and then a gold spending one. That one's less than enticing, but hopefully, you know, your gold spending can just line up proper and you'll be okay. And hopefully this will be best when you line it up with like a level up event, because that'll really be the only ideal time to be spending gold. Then you got the next one, which is this event, and all events surrounding it are all about celebrating 80 years. Oh, actually, one quick comment on the gold spend event. If this stacks with Alliance War donations, that would be a really good time to donate, specifically on the Saturdays and Sundays. So next up, for the full completion, they decided to map the rewards out. So I'll stick a timestamp here for those of you who are only interested in the rewards there. So for full completion of all 4 difficulties, you will get 7.5 premium hero crystals, 2.75 3-stars, 2.75 4-stars, 1 5-star hero crystal, and it's actually 2 because down here there's another one. You'll get an ultimate crystal, a 4-star crystal, and a legendary crystal, all of unified, so that limited 25 champion roster, and a 5-star unified crystal of that general roster. And then you'll get 1,300 6-star shards. I would still like to see the 6-star shard number go up, but you cannot complain when you think about it's 1,300 plus the 2,500 you can get from completing the regular uncollected event quest, which comes out to about 3,800, or 1 6-star every 3 months. I'd really like to see that pushed to 1 every 2 months, but hey, you know, the game progresses slowly. And then finally, you'll either get 27 unified crystals or 13.5 grandmaster crystals. So when you look at this is like actually solid rewards, but that's contingent on you completing all 4 difficulties to exploration. And so when we spread it out, you probably won't run normal to completion, just because the rewards there are a little shy if you're uncollected. But you know, for normal players who aren't uncollected, this is still really solid. You're getting about, you know, the 7.5 premium hero crystals here. You're getting 4 more of the regular crystals here, which you'll probably spend on GMCs just for the better payoff there, and 1 ultimate crystal. So for a normal completion of an event, these are actually pretty decent. And as long as the energy cost is low enough, like because with 25 quests, that could potentially be a lot of paths, especially since Kabam has stated that it's going to be increasing amounts of paths with every quest and every chapter. It might be a lot of paths, you know, and it just depends on how they decide to do that, whether or not like they have the first quest is literally, maybe it's just, you know, 2 nodes, and then it's not so bad, but it really just depends on how Kabam decides to do it. Or whether or not they decide each quest is the same amount of energy, it's just spreading out to more paths. So like they could do like the first quest takes 20 energy and it's only 1 path, the gated path, and then the second quest is which they won't do 1 gated path because no one will be able to meet that requirement, or enough people will be that it'll be frustrating. But let's say they do 2 paths and it's 10 energy each, and then they do the next quest and it's 3 paths and it's, you know, 9 energy, 12 energy, and you know, they kind of do it that way, or rather it'd be 6 energy, 7 energy, or something like that. And I think that could be a potential way that Kabam handles it, just by kind of taking the total energy and dividing it among paths. But that said, you know, that's definitely something to eyeball if you just want to auto through it for the ISO. But on to more interesting things is the heroic rewards, which has the 5,500 3-star shards, 6 unified crystals, or 3 GMCs and 1 4-star. That should definitely be worth completing, at least just for the 4-star alone. Master will have almost 3 4-stars. Again, you'll get 7.5 unified crystals, or, you know, 3.75 GMCs, and you'll get the 1 legendary crystal here. So that'll be a good time. And then this is really what I want to hype, is the fact that just the epic difficulty which does mean, unfortunately, that in Master you don't have any 5-star shards, which is kind of strange, just because not everybody can complete Epic, but I think that that's just a part of them wanting to increase their rewards. But this time around, we do see in Epic 2 5-star crystals here, plus the 6-star shards and a healthy dose of unified crystal shards. So as far as rewards go, like, 2 5-stars in one event is a really good time, and this is separate from the monthly event itself, and that's just absolutely good to see. I would like to see, say, 5,000 of these 5-star shards go down to Master. I'd like to see an additional 2,000 of these 4-star shards go down to Heroic, and then 2,000 of these 3-star shards go down to Normal, just to kind of spread the gradient out a little bit, but small steps. I'm just happy to see an increase in the quantity of 5-stars per monthly event, at least for the month of September. So that's the rewards. Just a little bit here is the event kicks off September 4th and will go to October 2nd. So this will be a shorter event, which is a good time all around. Don't forget to update your game, and the unified crystals will be available for an extra week after. So that said, if you only watch for the rewards, let me jump through a TLDR. Let me just go ahead and scroll down here to prove the 1 tile requirement here, where Kabam Mike does respond 1 energy per step, but also refuses to respond, saying you'll find all that out when the event is live. People are speculating 75 paths by the end. I don't think it's going to be that much, just because, like, number scaling, that doesn't make sense. But there's also, like, a lot of ways, like, even if it was 75 paths, that might be a lot of menu clicking, but it could be 75 2-node paths, which really isn't that bad in the long run. So moving on, for a TLDR for the people who want to just skip through this, you've got Lore, 4-week event, 2 chapters week 1, total of 5 chapters. 1 chapter unlocks every week. Each chapter will have 5 quests. All quests will have a 1 gated path. Here is the list of champions here. 25 different champions that will compose a unified crystal. The unified crystals this time around, you can get either regular premium hero crystals or grandmaster crystals. That will be your choice based on 2,000 or 4,000 shards respectively. From September 25th to October 22nd, you can get all of the 2-stars essentially by getting a 2-star basic unified crystal for doing the 1v1 versus in quick match. You'll get unified crystal shards over the course of the event. There will be 2 solo events. There will be a gold spending event only active on Saturday and Sundays, and you will be a time paradox event which will be active on all the other 5 days of the week, where you get points for fighting a champion with the same champion. And bonus points for using the one that is boosted that week. Then rewards, we see an overall increase in the amount of 5-star shards. I'm too lazy to do the math on the rest, but it's easy to note the 5-star shards because it's 2 5-star characters. One of them is 5-star shards, and one of them is a 5-star unified arrow crystal specifically. Rewards are mapped out to the point where essentially it's segregated by difficulty. Normal mostly having those premium hero crystals, heroic mostly having those 3 stars with 1 4-star, master having 4-star crystals with 1 legendary, and epic being where you can only get the 5 stars and 6 stars respectively. So essentially, if you're uncollected, you really want to get at least the epic completion done. Event starts September 4th, goes till October 2nd, and that's a good time. TLDR. That said, this video went on a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I was just scrolling through the forums, and I was really excited to see these 2 4-stars. So that said, this will line up pretty well with the end of the Summoner Appreciation Calendar too. So it might just be that they want that hype to be there for the end of the Summoner Appreciation Calendar. I don't know what the logic is, but I'm hoping Kabam is finally bringing the 5-star gate down a little bit and more accessible to newer players, because unless you're a whale or you're a hardcore grinder or both, it's a very slow progression. I haven't had that problem because I started off this game as a whale and a hardcore grinder, but not everybody has that time or flexible resources. That said, I'm still talking, so my bad. Enjoy the content. Hopefully you're excited about this next event as much as I am, and I will talk to you later.